All right, today we're going to be looking at some of my favorite tools for working on solar setups. First up, our Klein Tools Catapult wire strippers, our AMT cable cutters, or American MUTT tools, our Wirefy Heatshrink connector crimpers, our Wirefy Heatshrink connectors, our BAURIX Ferrule crimpers, and our Seekone heat gun, 600 watts. 1/0 cable here from Klein, OFC cable that I need to make a cable for. So I thought I'd demonstrate this while I needed to do it. So we'll get these out here. It seems to be some sort of hardened steel. And so far they've done a great job cutting this 1/0. I got it marked there about the piece I need. And we'll go right through it. Like butter. I'm pretty impressed with these for the price. I just don't think that you can beat this deal. I had a pair of Klein tools before that were substantially more, and I feel like these do a better job. So I would absolutely recommend these. I almost forgot before we end that, I needed to do a couple of 10 gauge as well, just to make some little pigtails. Let's go ahead and cut those, and we'll cut both of them at the same time. We get our equal length here. Need something about that long. Get that in there. Again, hardly any effort at all. Can't beat it. I got a piece of 10 gauge wire here. And we're going to put that right in there to that one there. And with one swift motion, we got a nice stripped cable. You can see that there. No frays, no anything. And it was smooth as silk. The other thing that's really nice about this particular stripper is it has this hole in here that's a cutter. So you can stick something through there. And it cuts right through it too. That's solid 10 gauge. This is heavy wire. So it does an excellent job. I've had several of these type of strippers, and this is absolutely by far the best one. These is professional quality. Electricians use this, and it should last a lifetime. So I'm very excited to have this. Wirefy heat shrink tubing crimpers and crimper connector kit. So first of all, we're going to look at the crimper tool. What's nice is the ratcheting. And on these, I have a couple of different sets of these. This is the only one I have that's the heat shrink tubing, and they are different. The other ones that are not made for the heat shrink have a little dimple that comes down here, which damages these and eliminates the waterproof nature of these heat shrink ones. So you really want to use the heat shrink type of crimper when you're using heat shrink connectors. So first of all, this is a very high quality tool. Like I said, I have some other ones for other types of crimpers, and this really stands out as a much higher quality. There's a really nice rubber grip here that feels really nice. And what I really like is that they close easily and stay closed for going in your toolbox. I have several others, like I said, that are different, and they all seem to want to come back down. You have to do it a bunch of times before you can get it to stay closed, and that's super annoying. But this is awesome. All right, so let's put a couple of ends on here. I need a couple of these to go on some 10 gauge wire. And this case is really nice. Easy to just get it out of the way. And I got a couple pieces of 10 gauge here. And give it a little twist as you go on there to make it nice. And this is really easy. The yellow ones, you go on the yellow. Blue, you'd go on the blue. Red, you'd go on the red. Put this right over that. Give it a squeeze all the way. It cuts loose. And again, we don't have a divot that went into there and tore that. So now we can heat shrink that and know that we have a waterproof seal. I need to do a second one here. Let's do it again. Again, yellow is this one. We're going to go out one piece. Watch your palm in there. I just pinched myself. And again, ready to go. No fuss, no muss. Highly recommend it. All right, we got this Seekone 600 watt heat gun here because I need to heat shrink these crimp connectors. And I do a lot of solar work. I don't need a whole lot of power. This is actually perfect for what I need because it's only 600 watts. In fact, I only use it on the first setting usually to do heat shrink connectors. Is the primary purpose that I use this for. So let's go ahead and it has this nice shield here to keep the heat going around. Now I have this actually connected to my inverter, and which is in my solar system, so I'm off grid doing this. Again, I like to use it. I'd rather go a little slower than fast with mine. I keep it moving a little bit. But it will run up to 600 watts, and you can get the job done even faster if you want. And there we go. A beautifully heat shrink connector. Go ahead and do this other one at full blast. See how long it takes. And you want to keep it rotating a little bit. Hopefully you can hear my voice over this thing. It is a little loud, but it's much less. There we go. All done. Perfect. I absolutely love this thing. I use it all the time. Like I said, I do a lot of solar projects, and I'm forever needing to heat shrink some tubing or these crimp connectors for lots of different projects. I've been using it for probably 3 months now, probably 2 to 3 times a week, and it's held up just fine. It has a nice kind of rubber coating, so it's pretty durable. I feel like you could drop it and it would survive just fine. I've been very pleased with it. We're taking a look at these Ferrule connectors. This is one of the best sets that I've found on Amazon because of this dramatic size range, all the way from 22 gauge all the way up to 3/0. So 3/0, 2/0, 1/0, and so on and so on and so on. It's very hard to find ones. Usually this is as big as they get in most of the sets, which will go up to 10 gauge, which is what I'm going to use today. But these are 8 gauge I also use quite often. And I said, they just keep going on up, 6 gauge, 4 gauge, 6 gauge, and all that sort of thing. So I need 2 of these, and we're going to give this crimp here. Let's get that out of the way. Now, I do like to strip these back a little farther than you would on a lot of other kinds of connectors. So you slide that over. I give it a little twist to make sure it's all in there good. You get your Ferrule crimper tool down in there. One swift motion, and you get a really nice crimped on end there. Or whatever you need, like a stereo equipment. I use them for solar charge controllers and things. Rather than having the wire getting all frayed up in there, possibly making a short circuit across another wire, these are an excellent idea. Go ahead and do another one here real quick. Show you how easy it is. Again, right through the hole there, all the way down. One swift motion. Boom. That's all there is to it. So I absolutely love the various sizes. Like I said, it's not very often, but I do use 1/0 wire quite often. Now you'd need a special tool that your typical crimper tool for ferrules won't do these, but you can use a regular, full-size heavy-duty crimper for anything that will not handle these. You'd be hard-pressed to find a ferrule crimping tool that can use these. But again, you don't want wire fraying around there, possibly short-circuiting. So I absolutely love them. I use them all the time, and I use them for everything. I don't ever use bare wire into a cinch down type of connection. You're just asking for trouble if you do that.